lot of new money, when it's not saving, be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist, watch out, cuz I never switch, never switch, I never switch, I never switch. Ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist,
I was legit ever since I blew they all on my hey back then didn't know I had it. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Can't got choked long that I made her when I shot out my whip. Hey, spent about 10 on my fit. Ex slick then hit with the back then used to out the zip. Blow out his back and then dip. Got a whole party all on the ship. All these four things pull out the VIP. Suck turn up, baby, pour out the milk. So you know how I drip. Crap.
watch out, cuz I never switch, never switch. I never switch, I never switch. Ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the car on the wrist, all on the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip, all on the wrist, I never switch.
Ah, yes, nothing quite like Buffalo in January as we welcome you inside a snowy New Era field on the shores of Lake Erie. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Miami Dolphins and the Buffalo Bills. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Down. 8, read.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
Looking to throw. Herbert. And now another one thrown incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. White now to return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. He'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
On 1st down, Allen. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off.
Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. Check.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Malik Collins gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long.
Begin. Watch it. Alert. Safety's creeping. Shift. Watch the shift. Here we go.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Ready. 60 Pittsburgh. Strip that ball. He's checking. General West. On the ball. Snap.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin 1st down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Go. 60 outlaw. Check. 5.
Here's a 2nd and 7. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, orbit.
From the gun, Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now Montgomery. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here on the second one.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Down. 90, Wolf.
Defense wins championships, baby. He's cracked.
Pilot, 64, weak. Go.
No score after 1 on EA Sports.
Here we go. 8-3. Ready?
To throw on second down. Herbert, he's going to let one go deep. Oh, he was looking for Parker, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Watch the slap, watch the slap. Watch the slap. 52. Kill. Whip.
Regular. Go.
Looking to throw on second down. Allen, and he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Bravo.
Hey, turn it out.
Monday.
Check three.
Here's Allen to throw it. They're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Hey, Alpha.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's...
There he goes, left side. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and all the way in for a Miami touchdown. David Montgomery, an 80-yard touchdown, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that up.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Hey, zoom.
5 wide. Watch twins. Check 9.
Off 52.
To the air, Allen. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Markel Lee in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long.
Watch twins. Watch alert.
Go. Hey, tight.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Allen. Open here, Adam Thielen. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. The Bills send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football.
Let's go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. A gain there of 21 yards.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
60 Pittsburgh.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 3rd down, Herbert. He sets to fire deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Hey, Delta.
Turn up. Kill, turn up.
Check. Lucky. 56.
Check 3.
So after the INT, it's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Malik Collins able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Check nickel. Watch the alert.
From his end zone on 3rd and long, Allen. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bobby McCain. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. When you're on your own 1-yard line like they were, oftentimes you're thinking just run on any down, get some space. There they elect to throw it. It cost them.
You get the sense that they were banking on the element of surprise, right? Everyone expects you to run it there. Let's take a shot. Let's throw it. Try and create some space, some room. And it went awry, didn't it?
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, Montgomery. The great move couldn't free him. Taken down at the 10. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Boy, you'd hate to squander this great field position. Here's 3rd and goal. They run. Montgomery. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The kick by Sanders is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the late turnover, that turns into 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to capitalize and get the 3 that you just mentioned. On the other side of the field, kicking themselves. You think they'll be talking about ball security in the locker room?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. That'll be the first talking point. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
A final shot before half for Allen. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Throwing now is Allen. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 49. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 46-yard line.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert. And some room to roam now. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
You got it. Come on. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Switch.
Singletary again. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. You know they'd love nothing more than to get a 3-and-out here after having the interception.
And it also tells you a little bit about how they feel about their leader, right? Their quarterback throws an interception in the previous series. They're trying to help him out here with a big stand.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll look to run with Singletary. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Second and goal from the 1. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Devin Singletary with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 25-yard
The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Check girls, check girls, check girls.
Hey, high 7. Go.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. He was looking for Parker that time.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Watch the screen.
Blue draw Parker.
Monday. Here we go. Hey, home.
They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. They'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Devin Singletary with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Bills have taken the lead. Point after, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Ready.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had that lead that is now gone. It is completely gone. How does that affect the psyche? Or am I reading into that too much? They should be okay still?
No, you're not reading into it too much at all. You've got to wonder what the psyche is of a team, because once you build up a lead and things are rolling pretty well, you don't expect it to change. And for it to change this dramatically, and now they're the team doing the chasing, yeah, you want to check out where they are mentally and whether or not they have it in them to come back. We'll soon find out.
Yeah, they're on their heels a bit right now. And the throw here caught by Devontae Parker. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw. Herbert. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
91. 61, match box, big rip.
From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. And not much running room. Down to the 32. 3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves them still needing 11 here on third down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Right there, 56. Let's go.
Any weapon. Shoot.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. 9 yards on the carry there, but it'll be fourth down now. Sanders' kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And whatever adjustments they made at intermission, they're working because the first half they didn't look so hot. Now they seem to be clicking.
And you know me really well, partner. A lot of the time I like to downplay the idea of adjustments. Maybe it's just they executed better. But in this case, I think you're right on to something. They look so much sharper, so much better. They obviously saw something they needed to change, and they did exactly that.
Change is working right now. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Let's get off the field, D. Check.
Hey, exit.
Check 99. Check 99.
Check. Crunch.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
49. Check 49. Check 49.
Allen going to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Markel Lee able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Alert.
Check the backer.
Pass 85. Go.
Another try after the first down sack. Allen. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Tyrone Crawford able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brings up third down.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long.
56.
Watch the flat, Mike.
Alert.
Kill. Whip. Watch the whip. Slam.
Regular.
Bang.
What's that?
Now Allen throwing on 3rd and long. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Buffalo. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. Throwing on 3rd and long. Herbert caught by Montgomery. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. On 4th down, Herbert. And now here's another interception. Picked off near the 34. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Singletary. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Check 19!
Check 52 to mine. I'm coming! I'm coming! I'm coming! SOS, SOS, SOS. SOS, SOS, SOS. Rush in! Rush in!
From the gun, it's Allen. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
with
right.
the Eagles.
That's right. It's then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Pittsburgh.
Tight down. There you go.
They're running the jet sweep here to Parker. And they'll get him down up past the 15. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. 30. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. It's a big play there for Miami. 58 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Don't be scared.
Check safety, check safety. Check.
They'll run with Montgomery. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Now Montgomery running right. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
This Buffalo defense has stood their ground. This is 3rd and goal. They'll run for it with Montgomery. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Got to kick it, right? I mean, even the short yardage, you boot this thing, don't you?
Yeah, but I know how aggressive you are. I know what you want. You want to go for it, don't you? You're feeling it, aren't you?
Yeah, but treat it like a football game, not like Madden.
I like that. Fight the temptation, kick the field goal, because if you go for it and don't get it, you put a lot on your defense in a short amount of time.
Less than 2 minutes to play. Down to the wire we go in a 1-point game. Back now on EA Sports. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 13. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And still a little bit of time left, but the defense can't stop the clock. So 3 kneel downs should be enough to finish this one off. Now a run with Montgomery. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Montgomery. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. And checking that NFL scoreboard there in the 4th quarter down in Arizona. And the Cardinals scoring again. They've got that one in cruise control. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. On 1st down, it's Montgomery. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. A Miami 1st down, that one going for a gain of 11. Now it leads you to wonder, will they kick it?